Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 2 days, there have been what was perceived as a fallout between William Kabogo and Rigathi Gachagua. So I have followed 2 interviews, one by David Murathe in NTV and another one by William Kabogo in KTN News. And at one point, David Murathe was asked whether he would want to be in government if Raila Odinga wins the presidency. And in straight words, David Murathe responded by saying that if he wanted to be in government, he would have been with President Uhuru Kenyatta because he was in charge of Uhuru Kenyatta Command Center in the run-up to 2013 general election. On the other end, Kabogo, I think Ken Mijungu asked him about who will succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. And he made a statement there saying that some council of elders had sat 3 times to do voting and they had settled on him as President Uhuru Kenyatta's successor. And one of the most collected and sound politicians from Kiambu is William Kabogo. If you follow his politics well, you will see a politician that is very collected in his statements. So, in the light of this, there is something that has emerged in Mount Kenya, and they want us to go and look at the house of Mumbi. In my title, I talked about the third generation leaders. First, I want to explain who are the third generation. The first generation leaders in Mount Kenya and even the rest of the country was the Kenyatta 1. And those who served past Kenyatta 1, the Charles Rubia, the Mwai Kibaki, the John Michuki, that team. And I think part of that team, by the death of Mwai Kibaki, it had actually signified that the first generation, and this is pre-independence, the first generation pre-independence was the Mwai Kibakis. The second generation is the team that worked with President Uhuru Kenyatta, and this will be the Uhuru Kenyatta, the Murathes of this world, and that team. So the emerging third generation is the kind of leaders that are coalescing around Deputy President William Ruto. This is the Ndindi Nyoro, Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Chungwa, the likes. The third generation because for them to reach a position where they can challenge for the seat at the top, it will take them perhaps 20 years. As Ruto goes through the election cycle, because if they stick around Ruto has to go through the cycle, then Ruto finishes the cycle, that's when they can then sprout. Otherwise, they will be under his shadow. And let me explain in details, after understanding that, why it will take a struggle for the Mount Kenya to at least have a replacement of President Uhuru Kenyatta. First, a kingpin, I think that's the person they call him the Maki, a kingpin is not elected. President Uhuru Kenyatta did not become the kingpin because he was elected as the president. If anything, by 2013, he was the least expected to be in the ballot because of the issues of ICC that were surrounding him. But just from coming from the lineage of Jomo Kenyatta 1, and also the endorsement in the 2002 by Mwai Kibaki, by President Moi, of course it was fate that President Uhuru Kenyatta would one day become the kingpin. And for him it will be easy. Now, if you look at these other leaders, and I'm not saying that someone has to come through the dynasties for him to be kingpin. And that is not a position that is elected. I don't buy this narrative that if someone is going to be elected the governor of Kiambu, that automatically becomes the kingpin. Or if Rigathi Gachagua is becoming deputy president, that's going to be the kingpin. It's not that automatic, ladies and gentlemen. So let me explain how it has been playing out between 2017 and 2013. what happened is Rigathi Gachagua, Moses Kuria, and a host of the team found themselves in the middle of a fallout between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy. And from that, they realized that, of course, President was coming to the end of his term, and they decided to spread a venom against President Uhuru Kenyatta. That venom that President has not done anything to the region, the President has left the region, the President has gone for Raila, and there is just a lot of stuff. I was in Muranga. There is a lot of stuff that has been said about President Uhuru Kenyatta, until some people are saying they don't want to hear anything about the President. And Kabogo spoke about this. This was done strategically to uproot the influence of the President. While that uprooting was to benefit Deputy President, because he knew that President probably was not going to support him. However, on the front of Moses Kuria, he believes that attacking the king and leaving the king naked is one way to take charge. And that is why anyone can leave Kenya Kwanza. Anyone can go far from Deputy President William Ruto. Moses Kuria will be the last. Now, that was the other front of Moses Kuria. Rigathi Gachagua was also in the same line, and they went through that process to a point when then he's picked as the running mate. Now, Moses Kuria attacking the president will make him get the seat. Rigathi Gachagua, the running mate slot, if Ruto wins, becomes the second in command. So that gives him the clout. On the other side, Kabogo does not want to be the call because he is also eyeing the same opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, that tells you the layout on how president succession politics is been taking shape. So in this video, I want to explain for you in details why it will not be easy to take over from President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. It's a very interesting developments that have been happening there. You will see the president has changed goalposts and have surprised many people by sticking by Raila Odinga, something that many of the people did not foresee coming. Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so that when we publish these videos, you will always be notified. No one will see this coming, and you'll see different signs that there is a very big scramble to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta. It's not about the betrayal that Uhuru betrayed William Ruto. On that platform of the front of betrayal is not something new. If anything, even Raila Odinga is with President Uhuru Kenyatta, is with President Uhuru Kenyatta after supposedly running away from NASA, or rather after the death of NASA. And at some point, the people who are in NASA are also with William Ruto. So the narrative about betrayal is no longer selling. So what exactly do you think is happening? Raila presidency is going to introduce a new election cycle. And that is why in 2022, William Ruto is putting his best foot forward. Honestly speaking, you won't expect what Ruto has done in his first presidential bid is something that many people will not really expect. Raila's first presidential bid in 1997, he became, I think, distance third or fourth, if I'm not wrong. It was Moi, I think Kibaki, and perhaps Raila also. Ruto is making first best foot forward because he knows that if Raila wins this race, there is a cycle that Raila is going to introduce. That cycle is going to work because Raila Odinga will be winning with few votes from Mount Kenya. Not really 50%, perhaps even 40% from Mount Kenya. And after Raila, the people that are in the line, Kalonzo Musyoka is waiting. President Uhuru Kenyatta will still want to build on Raila Odinga. It will not be easy for Raila to work one term and immediately you change direction and bring another candidate, it will not be very easy. If Raila is not going to vie again, then most probably they are going to endorse another candidate. And Raila standing behind a candidate is not a joke. So that is one of the reasons. If that happens, then I can tell you that that is totally going to change what people see. And with Raila cycle, President Uhuru Kenyatta will still be playing an active role. The emergence of Raila-Karua is setting a new precedence. If Raila wins with Raila-Karua and Raila-Karua becomes the first female deputy president, take this to bank from the bold analysis desk that they will, in any constitutional amendment, the issue of the DP position being assumed by a woman will actually remain dominant. And I will not be shocked to see a constitutional amendment that is saying that the presidency must be zebra. A man at the top or a woman a man. That will still cascade to the counties, because anyway, what will stop such an amendment? If you look at the county governments, there are zebra tickets where male, female, male, female. With Raila-Karua that emerging, that means that anyone that will want to win a presidency will be focusing differently, not just on regions, but from that region, if I am to be the president, who is the woman that I can pick? And in 2027, I can tell you that someone might even drop Rigathi Gachagua. Ruto might even drop Rigathi Gachagua and go for Anne Waiguru. With that altercation, when is someone going to take on President Uhuru Kenyatta? Because if they win, if perhaps they win, bring another candidate, and that alternation is going to create. And with the emergence of Raila-Karua, honestly speaking, you've seen this narrative of who is next after Raila. Raila-Karua is standing at the door. Now, erosion of tyranny of numbers. The tyranny of numbers has been for over time. In 2013, it was Kikuyu, Gema, and Kalenjin. 2017, Gema and Kalenjin. In 2007, it was Gema against the 42. And of course, my position has been that Raila won that election. But what happened. So, if Raila wins this, or let's say, if even William Ruto wins this presidency, the tyranny of numbers will erode. Why? In the subsequent election, honestly, Kenyans, the narrative of it cannot rotate between the two tribes will be dominant. That is number one. If Raila wins, then Raila will be winning with a small number. So it means that you can still plan yourself and coalesce around. Secondly, in this election, the game is split. There are those who are on the side of Raila-Karua with Raila. There are those who are on the side with Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto. So that tells you that even as of now, the split is going to be there. In 2027, they can merge, but it will not be a significant union. Take that to bank. Emerging of third generation leaders in Mount Kenya is threatening the big boys. And the third generation, the reason why they cannot get a kingpin among themselves is, number one, they will scramble for the slot. You've already seen the sibling rivalry in between the regions. Even when the running mate was being picked, it was like president was in Kiambu, it can't go then to Kiambu, it has to go to other area. At some point it was like Mwai Kibaki was from Nyeri have had their share, Kiambu have had their share, why don't you go to Murang'a? Those conversations were there. So they're going to scramble for that position. Leave alone even the scrambling. These third generation leaders that are emerging, they are not on their own. They are in the court of others. If you look at people around William Ruto, there is only Ndindi Nyoro, there is only Moses Kuria, can only get media attention if he attacks President Uhuru Kenyatta in front of William Samoei Ruto. If you look at the other side of Raila, of Azimio la Umoja, the third generation leaders, that side is Kanini Kega, is Sabina Chege and the rest. They are under someone. There is no one who has come up. And I want to use a good example. If in Luo Nyanza, Miguna would come as a man of his own, play his critics well, just go soft on Raila Odinga, just leave Raila Odinga alone, and just be a man of yourself. Put your own bravery. He was the next in the line. We are going to look at Luo Nyanza at some point. Existence of powerful Gitongas will continue to dictate what happens where. Raila Odinga at one point was saying that he won the 2007 general election, and Chris Kirubi called him and told him, Raila, met him and told him in Riverside that you've won, but someone, Mwai Kibaki, is going to be announced. That happened. In 2013, Jimmy Wanjigi is on record saying that he brokered the deal between Uhuru and Ruto. I don't know about 2017. In 2022, you don't even know who brokered the deal between Raila Odinga, Martha Karua. What happens in 2022, 2027? The powerful business community will still continue to dictate, because at the end of the day, there is the state, but there is the business, deep commercial interests. And with that still in existence, it will have to take them some time. That's my bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen.